What is going on, family? It is Click-Filet, and today we are going to be going over everything you need to know about healing, what you should have in your bags, perks, weapons, single and AOE healing. But since I tank and like to do DPS, I'm going to be talking to one of my company members, Klutz, who's a great healer and even a better dodger.
Oh, who cares?
Wait.
Oh, that killed me. I didn't think it would.
All right, Klutz, for number one, let's go ahead and talk about weapon mastery.
So the main points of interest are Divine Embrace. It's that big single target heal that has a lot of potential, especially when they are below 50% health. You also have Sacred Ground, and you want to take enough passives in the left tree to get this Divine Blessing ultimate. And then I tend to go with Orb of Protection to grant a bunch of Fortify to anybody that is in the melee range. The second build that I like to run is more of an AOE Healing Build, where we take Sacred Ground, Orb of Protection, and Beacon. This allows for more AOE healing where melee DPS are kind of the focus. If anyone's not focused in on the boss or in the general clump, it's going to be a little bit harder for this healing method to work. But if you have a group of 3 melee DPS or maybe a dex DPS that kind of gets in closer with a spear, this is a great build because it allows you to both have the Fortify of Orb of Protection as well as the moving bite potential of Beacon.
Offhand, Void Gauntlet.
Take Oblivion on the left bar and enough passives to get down to that Void Caller ultimate on the bottom left. And then on the right, I take Orb of Protection and Essence Rupture, which are both great healing and off-healing abilities.
So number two, what should be in your bag and what perks are a must-have?
The must-have Life Staff perk is Blessed. It always adds that 21% healing bonus. My favorite one on top of that is Refreshing Move, which just adds to that cooldown reduction as you're hitting those lights and heavies on enemies. And the other must-have perk as a healer, in my opinion, is Fortifying Sacred Ground. Just applies that Fortify to anybody who's been in that Sacred Ground for the last 5 seconds. You do not want to have Fortifying Sacred Ground on your Life Staff, because if you switch off the Life Staff, it will get rid of Fortifying Sacred Ground or whatever Sacred Ground you already have down on the ground.
So for number three, let's go over one of the most overlooked ones, which is healer settings.
The most important thing to note in this is targeted healing. I always keep this on personally because, first of all, that first build that we talked about that has the single target heal, you will need this on to be able to take advantage of that. I also keep it on for my AOE healing build because I often like to target my tank automatically with Sacred Ground. In terms of these other 5 options, this is what I like to go with. It's what I found comfortable. I would suggest starting with this. And now moving on to key bindings. You have some pretty important different options here. You have Target Self, which is left shift for me. It allows you to not target anyone in your group. It allows you to single target heal yourself along with doing Sacred Grounds on yourself. But the big option here is target group member in whichever one your tank is. In this example, if clicks my tank, you will see on the left of my screen you see Klutz and Click-Filet. Click-Filet is in the second spot. Under targeted group member 2, this is a binded key to my mouse. It allows me to automatically select him on my target, and then I can select any targeted ability, be it my Sacred Ground, and it'll automatically be on him, or my single target heal. So oftentimes, if I am free casting, but I change my mind and I want to automatically heal Click, I will select that button and it'll automatically go to my tank. So you want to make sure that whichever number of person in your party is, you want your tank to be selected for this bind.
Number 4, consumables you should have and which attributes you should put your points in.
The thing that I use most often is a 40 attribute buff food. The one that I like to use is Slow Roasted Bear Flank. It gives me 24 focus and 16 constitution. It just lets you bump up those attributes. I like to go 100 constitution mainly because I'm pretty confident in avoiding a lot of the damage. If you're not as confident in that point, I would go with maybe 200 Constitution, increasing physical and elemental armor by 10%, and then the rest into focus. If you are kind of looking to do a little bit more DPS with your healing, then you can go 300 focus, and then the rest into intelligence to increase the damage on that Void Gauntlet. Sometimes I'll do this if I'm trying to just also contribute to some of the damage, but only if I'm pretty confident in avoiding a lot of the damage with this 100 Constitution.
And boom, where would we be without our beloved healers? Thank you, Klutz, for doing that. Lastly, if you wouldn't mind helping me build this channel by giving a like and a subscribe, maybe a comment, I do appreciate it. It's just a couple clicks away, no pun intended. Also, there is a link to a cheat sheet in the description below that will show you some tank builds, DPS builds, and healer builds, making it easier to find the items you need and who drops them. Thanks again, everyone, for hanging out, and we will see you in the next video.